Right, it's sampling season. The crops have been harvested and the fields are mini tilled and stubble, so now's the time to get the samples before they plough and before it gets too wet to drive on. This is the part of the year where we need to see what nutrition is in the soil for the next round of planting next year. Right, first we'll get the quad strap down, and then we'll go into the office and use some of that coffee that they've got in there, which I don't actually think is coffee, but I think it might be something that they're using the rockets at SpaceX. It's got no label on it, it's got no name. You know, when you're late for work 4 times a week, you don't really have much of the morning tea. So you could get up earlier, but, you know, where's the fun in that? Where is the fun in that? The fun is in not having a shit before you go to work, and then being stuck in traffic with it inside you, having an absolute live conundrum on the A1. And then, you know, you find yourself pulling over on B roads and then squatting in the side of a bush and, you know, making eye contact with Macmillan nurses and Ocado drivers while you spray shit out your ass into the grass in front of oncoming traffic. Now, we are all guilty of having too much coffee in the morning and then putting the Interstellar soundtrack on a little bit too loud, and before you know it, you find yourself in the fast lane doing 80 miles an hour with a 2-ton trailer snaking from side to side, and you look in your rearview mirror in this interstellar coffee state and you see a family of 5 in the car behind preparing for their death, you know, but you are living the dream. Right, so we landed on site. We're doing broad spectrum analysis today, which means that the soil samples will be tested for phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, soil pH, calcium, sulfur, sodium, manganese, copper, iron, zinc, molybdenum, boron, cation exchange capacity. You've done this before, you know what the crack is. It's a very simple process. You load the map and stop on evenly spaced out points on the field to collect samples. Like the agricultural soil sampling side of things takes place in like the last quarter of the year in England because it's post-harvest, and you can get on top of the ground. But for most of the year, what we're doing is we're kind of monitoring irrigation, making sure the crops are getting the water that they need by SND estimates of the soil. So the farmers have an idea of how much water they need to put on and when. But before we go on, so we should probably discuss the other night when I went out to film one of the riots because I wanted to try a new camera. And instead what happened was that there was no riot, and I ended up just getting a kebab and eating it on the way home, and then getting home, getting into bed and falling into a very deep sleep. And then around 5 o'clock in the morning, something serious woke me up. You know, the serious you, the serious voice, the one that can come from deep within your soul to tell you that you need to get up, you need to get near a toilet because your body's about to go into a full digestive turbo reversal. I mean, the first wave of vomiting and dysentery was absolutely colossal. I mean, it happened at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and it woke the entire family up. My little boy came into the bathroom and just said, "What's happening?" So literally after that first hour, I thought, you know, that is it all out of me. I can literally crack on now. I feel good. You know, I'll attempt today's work. So I drove 2 hours to Birmingham to get on with my work. And then I did about half, you know, I was puking in every single fucking service station on the way up. And I was just, you know, on the verge of just shitting my pants every inch of the way. And I got about 3/4 of the work done. And then I got back into the truck, you know, and my pants were just swamped. And there was puke all out my door. And I just couldn't muster the energy to fucking even turn the steering wheel. So, you know, I managed to, after a couple of hours of just fighting off death, pulled out of the field, got on the motorway, and then got a fucking blowout in the fast lane, mate. What a lick out.